So in this video, I want to go over how you can close clients the easiest way possible. Less friction, just straight up easiest close you will ever have, right? One call close, easiest close you'll ever have. Now, a lot of you aren't going to like this. Because there's a lot of limiting objections and beliefs in your head that stop you from doing this way of things, which creates the easiest closed clients ever, right? So when you think of it like a scale, right? You've got a scale. So it's a line, it's a scale. You've got most friction to least friction. And generally, when you jump onto a sales call, it's somewhere in the middle, right? There's friction for both you and the client, the potential client, right? So there's friction for you to close the deal. There's also friction for the client to believe, like, know, trust you, and not be skeptical of your service, and actually trust you to, give you money and then trust you to do the service for them, right? So there's friction on this scale, and it's usually in the middle. And what happens is, if we go one way on the scale, say we take on more friction on our side of things, it actually reduces the friction on the client's side, right? So there's less friction for the client, but more friction for us. And there's various different ways we can do that. I'm going to show one of my favorite ways today in this video that you'll really like. But just keep in mind this friction scale, right? Basically, this is what holds the client back from taking action on your service and actually wanting to move forward with working you, right? There's a level of friction. And that can be various things. It can be they don't know you enough. They don't trust you enough. They don't like you enough. Maybe they don't believe in your service. There could be deeper rooted limiting beliefs that they have that don't allow them to make a choice and actually move forward with you, right? So there's this friction scale, right? I just want you to imagine that as we go through this video and see, because it's kind of a visual of like what I'm talking about. I might even draw this, back to my crappy drawings. You guys love my crappy drawings. So let's draw the friction scale. So we've got our amazingly sketched friction scale here. So we've got most friction, and then our desired, which is least friction. Bam! We got our friction scale here. Now you can have a visual. So most friction, right? This is where we want to be. We want to be in the most friction here, which is uncomfortable as heck, right? It's going to be uncomfortable for us because we're going to have to do things that we necessarily don't want to do. But when we're here, it creates the least amount of friction for our client, right? Our potential client that we're on the phone talking to. So when they're in this least friction stage, it's easier for them to make a decision and move forward and actually know, like, trust us better and actually want to pay us for our services, right? So if you want to make more money and close more clients, you need to have majority of your prospects in this least friction stage when you're on sales calls with them. So that is the scale I want you to envision. So anyway, let's dive in. Let's stop wasting time. I'm like being blabbering on. How do you close clients the easiest way possible? Well, like I said, reduce the friction. So how do we reduce that friction? Well, the best way, the best way you can close a client very easily is to send them leads up front. Now, I know what you're all saying. I know what you're all thinking. I can hear it. I can hear it in your thoughts. You don't want to spend money on advertising for no one, right? You don't want to start running Facebook ads or running Google ads, or maybe you don't know how to run Facebook ads or Google ads to generate fast leads that come in, right? Maybe you don't want to spend that money. You don't want to spend that $50 to $100 before you've even got a client because it's risky and it's wasting money, and you can close a client without doing that, right? Yeah, sure, you can close a client without doing that. You don't have to spend money to close a client. You can close a client for free easily, right? But there's going to be more friction in your sales call. Way more friction. Way more friction. When you send leads up front, this person gets to trust you more. They get to know what you do more, and they like you more because you've just made them more money, right? So leads up front, it's very simple. And next week, I'm going to do a live stream, or one of the following weeks, not sure when, but I'll do a live stream showing you exactly how to run Facebook ads and Google ads to get some fast leads coming in. So if you guys want to see that, please let me know. Otherwise, I won't do it. But if you guys want to see like behind the scenes, how the process works of generating leads with Facebook ads and Google ads, just getting fast leads coming in, I'll share a video on that stuff. I don't care. Straight value. You know, I could totally make a course on it, but it is what it is, right? This is what I do. You get fast leads coming in, spend a little bit of money on these ads, get some leads coming in, send these leads off to prospects, and then from there, you close them easy, right? You've proved like you know what you're doing. And let's keep this in mind, right? Let me go back. I got some notes here. So the price of your product and your service isn't the issue, because this business owner, he doesn't care about the product or service. He doesn't care if you're running Facebook ads. He doesn't care if you're running Google ads. He doesn't care if you're running around the neighborhood knocking on people's doors, asking if they want a roof repair or something. He doesn't care how you get the leads. What he cares in is the result, which is getting the leads, which eventually turn into jobs for him, which eventually makes him more money. That's the result he wants. He wants more jobs, more money, right? So how are you going to get him more jobs or more money is irrelevant. He doesn't care about that. That doesn't matter. And this is why the price of your product or your service doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. The value of your product or service is what matters, right? How much is that business owner going to make from your service? Now, of course, these things are a little bit tricky to predict. And that's why I say leads up front is the best way to prove that, right? If you can prove that you can get the result this business owner desires, the close happens itself, right? He's silly to turn you down, right? He's stupid to turn you down. Because next thing you can do, and here's a little hack as well, you can position yourself as, well, okay, cool, Mr. Business Owner, I've sent you 5 leads, you've closed 2 deals, made yourself $3,000, and this is all numbers you've told me. You've made $3,000 from, I've sent you these leads for free, off my own back, my own advertising spend. I've sent you these leads, you've made $3,000 from it. Now, to continue that service, it's going to cost you this much. This is how much I'm going to charge you to get this rough amount of leads per month, and that's what I'm going to charge you. Whether you want to charge per lead or charge per month, like you can, whatever, right? This is what I'm going to charge you, Mr. Business Owner. If you can't do that price, I'm going to move on to competitors, right? And now you have leverage, way more leverage in your conversations. Because let's go back to our thing. Because there's less friction. There's less friction for Mr. Business Owner, right? Less friction here. So that is how you do it, guys. I mean, it's so dead simple. You spend a couple bucks getting some leads. Obviously, you screen your prospects, and that's where it comes in handy when you have inbound prospects coming in. Shameless plug to the automated prospecting system that I have. But anyway, if you don't want to do that, you can happily do organic. You know, send some cold emails. Be like, hey, I've got 5 leads for concreting. Can you take these leads on? But you want to make sure that the people you're messaging are the right kind of people you want to close as clients, right? Because it comes down to your customer avatar. Like you don't want to be taking on so many of the startup businesses because they can't afford marketing services. So if you're sending them free leads, they'll be keen to take them, but when it comes time for you to close them as a client, they don't actually have the money to spend with you. So it's a lost cause almost. So screening is really, really important with that. You're gonna make sure you can screen those potential clients before you send the free leads, right? You can't just go sending them willy-nilly to everyone. You have to screen your prospects. But again, like I said, they want the result. So if you can show them the result up front, the proof is in the pudding, right? It's like, hey, I've just proven my service to you. There's no objections. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know I can get you leads. So what's your objection? Like, why can't we move forward? You know? And it makes your sales calls so much less friction, right? They know, like, and trust you so much more than if you just come in with, hey, this is my price. This is what I'll do, right? It doesn't speak as much value, right? Because again, they're not interested in how you generate leads. They're just interested in the results that these leads bring them, right? So keep that in mind. And again, one of the most important things. Don't be scared to invest. Don't be scared to invest in your business. This is a long game. This isn't a short game, right? If you can't spend a couple bucks generating leads to send to potential clients, well, like, that's just silly, right? Like, you're going to be able to close clients so much easier that way. And now again, if you don't know how to generate fast leads for these clients, if you guys want, I'll do a live stream in the next couple of weeks on how to generate leads through these fast Facebook ads and Google ads, right? You can get some really quick leads coming in, and pretty inexpensive, right? Just spend a couple bucks here and there, and you can really close like high ticket clients from these free leads that you've generated, right? So if you guys want to see that video, I'll do it. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Pretty nice and short one. Just wanted to share that message with you. Thought it'd be really helpful, because I know a lot of you struggle with your sales and stuff. And honestly, sales it's super dead simple, right? All you're trying to do is sell someone an outcome. You're selling someone an outcome, especially in the digital marketing space. You're selling the business owner an outcome that they want, right? And like I said in the previous live, it's really important on those sales calls to ask why a lot, because you want to see their deep-rooted objections, struggles, desires. You want to find out all of these things, and you can't find them out if you don't ask. So you have to ask, and it's as simple as asking why. Like if they say, "Oh, hey, my desire is to get more customers coming to my business," but why do you want more customers? Because more customers will bring me more money. But why do you want more money? Well, maybe they want to go on more vacations with their family, or maybe they want to work less, or maybe, there's these desires that they want. But you can't know those desires and use them in your close if you don't ask for them. So super simple, ask for them. Again, leads up front, best way to close a client up front, because back to our good old friction scale. I should have made a visual for this. I should have made a little design for this, but you'll have to deal with my crappy drawing. Most friction, least friction. Again, we want our business owner in this least friction section. And how we do that is creating more friction. And the way we create more friction is by spending a little bit of money on leads to send them leads up front. Because yes, it makes more friction for us because we've spent money. There's a little bit more risk, but there's less friction on the client, the potential client, because they've had free leads. They've probably made money from those leads that you've sent them. So this most friction that we're creating by spending money on these leads is really an investment. Don't look at it as spending money. Look at it as an investment. You're investing in potential clients. And if your first one flops, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Keep sending those leads to different people. Again, not all of the people that you send leads to are going to want to jump onto your service. It's just not going to happen, right? Some aren't going to see the value in it, and that's fine. Just move on to the next person. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm not going to blabber anymore. I think we've been going for like 10 minutes or something. And that is pretty much it. Pretty much going to wrap it up. Again, if you want to see a Facebook ads walkthrough, Google ads walkthrough, either of those, drop a comment below. And again, as usual, not asking for any money for this stuff, this value. Please just say thank you below. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me doing this group. I appreciate all of you guys that are here and listening and on this journey with me. Again, I'm still learning a lot of stuff, and I'm just sharing what I learn along the way with you guys so that we can be all up to date and crush it together, right? So again, just drop a thank you if you enjoyed this kind of content, and I will pretty much see you next week for another live stream. That's pretty much it. Peace out, guys. Have a lovely day or night wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all later. Woo!